Alright, welcome to another tutorial in Maya. So I guess for today we're going to just cover the basics of an unwrap of a still life object. Right here I just made a simple TV. All I did was take this cube, size it out a bit, and then I extruded the front of it and then added a bevel to give it that nice round shape. So this is pretty much all I want to do. This is just a real basic one. I'm not going to really go into much in the way of details, so let's just assume that this is a flat screen plasma TV or LCD. So anyway, unwrapping, for those of you who don't know, is basically you unwrap the object so you can get a 2D reference of the model, so then you can go in and take it into Photoshop, which will then allow you to add in your own custom design, paint, color, or if you want to add an actual reference to the model, etc., just to add more of a realistic look to it. So, and then you can add displacement maps and normal maps and bump maps and all that cool stuff. So anyway, let's get started with this. So right now I have this object all set to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to face, and then what I like to do, here I'll even show you, I guess, two tricks. If you want, you can do something called a planar map, which is basically going to just entail you selecting each of the objects that you want to select. So let's say if you do a plane, now only downside to a planar map is that you have to do, it doesn't do all of it. It only does side to side. It only does side to side. So you'd have to get the front side and then you'd have to get the back. So, but in the meantime, though, we're just going to kind of, for the sake of expediency, though, we're just going to do a basically an automatic projection. So go to face mode and then select this entire object, and then you're going to go to automatic projection. Now I have the 2010 version. If you have the 2011 version, it's going to probably be a little bit different, but it should be up on your upper right hand corner. So basically do that. So you just press this as an automatic projection. Now of course you have to figure out, where did this go? Now where is my 2D outline design? Well, now you just have to go to your UV texture editor, or if you want, you can go to window and then you can go to let's see, hold on, go to here it is. Window, UV texture editor, and it should pop up like this. Okay, and so now you have basically your unwrapped model object. But before we do our unwrap, though, I should go back and just explain something. What I like to do is, in order for me to kind of see that I'm doing this correctly, I actually like to change the texture of this to a checkerboard, just to show you, just to make things a little bit easier. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new texture. Oops. Let's go back. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Let's go to creating a new texture. So hold on. Assign new material, or we can basically assign this to another one. So we'll just, I guess for time's sake, let's just do another Lambert. Okay, so now this is going to be our checker mat and such. Okay, so now what we can do is change this, go to color, and then apply a texture to it. So now when we select it and assign it a material to it, it should be in the form of texture. Hold on, let's select that again. There we go. So press 6 to get into your texture mode. Okay, and then there you go. So now we have ourselves, our textured material. So hold on, just make sure this is correct. Break connection, checker material. So there we go. Okay, so now we have this all, bundled out and whatnot. So now what we have to do is select our object again in face mode, and then do an automatic projection. So now here we go. This makes life a little easier for me. A lot of others do this differently, but this is just how I do it. Okay, so here's what we got to do. We're going to go into UV, so you're going to hold, you're going to right click and hold, and then you're going to go to UV. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select all of your objects, and then press W to move, use your show manipulator tool, and then you're going to move this out here. Pretty simple. Okay, so now this is how you unwrap it. It's sort of like puzzle. It's sort of like a puzzle. You have to put this together in a 2D format. So you go to face mode, and then you click, and this is going to be your front. So right here is the front of your TV. So let's click off of that, and let's select the UVs there. Okay, and then this is kind of the fast productivity method. If you want to go really fast, all you have to do is hold Control and then basically to shell, and then right click to shell, and then it selects the entire thing. So there you go. So now we can select it and the whole thing without having to do this and whatnot. So just right click, hold Control, and then to shell. And there you go. Okay, so now we have this. So this is going to be the front of our TV. Now, unfortunately, though, it is vertical. We need this to be horizontal. So we're going to just rotate this way. And there you go. Now, keep in mind, though, just because you rotate it doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct until you absolutely know for sure that it's correct. See, right here, it's selected the bottom. So what we have to do is select this again, and then we have to basically flip the UVs. And then basically, there you go. Okay, but hold on. We're still not done yet. See, it selected the left side of it, and this should just be on the other side. So what you do is do the same thing, go to UVs, select it all, and then do another flip. So now you have it all set. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so now what's the next thing we got to do? Now we have to attach all of the other parts to this for it to work. Okay, so why don't we select this face here, and lo and behold, we have this face right there. So what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to attach this part to here. So we're just going to go to UVs, hold Shift and Control to shell. Oh, not hold Shift, hold Control and right click, bring that over here, and then we're going to go to edge mode, make sure we have the right face, etc. So hold on. Oh wait, this one goes for the other part. Never mind. To the other end. That's only kind of the tricky part to this. So, oh yeah, see, I selected the wrong one. Okay, so that might be bad. So I'll just drag this one over here, and then this one's going to go over here. So to shell, and then bring that over here. And then let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now, in order for us to tell whether or not where each part goes, we just go to edge mode. So you just go to edge, and then you select this area, and it's going to light up in an orange color. And then it will show you where it has to be attached. So, and if you know you're doing it right, you'll notice that your pattern to your texture will look, it's going to make sense because it's going to go in a perfect pattern. And if it doesn't look right, then you'll know from the texture. Okay, so what we do is basically select this, or if you want Control, right click to shell, and then we're just going to rotate this this way. Okay, and then make sure we have this right. No, we have the side right, but we have to flip it again. So I'll do that, and then let's go to edge, and there we go. Okay, so now how do we attach it? Well, there's two ways. There's a sew it, or you can, there's just the sew method, which is this, which sews it like that, but you don't want to do that because then you'd have to readjust it. An easier way to do it is just basically move and sew it together in one piece without having to do that. Otherwise, yeah, that would be too strenuous, and you don't want to waste your time on it. So basically pretty much the same thing for this one. Make sure all the parts are right. Okay, so make sure that's all selected and sew it. Okay, so now we have those two pieces right there. Okay, so now let's go to the top part of this TV, and we can tell that it is attached to this one. So let's grab these two. Hold on, grab those two pieces, and hold Control and hold right click to shell. Bring these over here, and then I think it was this one. So we're gonna bring that up here. You can tell if you got the right piece if it's moving. So okay, so now we just have to rotate this, bring it up here, and then go to edge mode. Alright, now we'll just have to do a flip, and then and then of course for the sake of expediency, you want to make sure you have it on the right side, so we'll know that we have to do a flip and flip it twice. So we have to do a flip vertically and a horizontal. Okay, so now when we go back to edge mode, we should have it. Alright, it's pretty good. Okay, so now I just sew that together, and there you go. Okay, so now let's get the bottom part to this, and then make sure we have the piece. Make sure we know we got this in the right spot. Good. So now we're going to take this piece, and then we're going to rotate it, and then edge mode, and we got it right. Okay, so now we just have to attach these two, and there you go. So almost done unwrapping this. So now here is the last piece, which is basically the bottom. I think this is probably the back piece. So just twist that around like that. Make sure we have this correct and whatnot. So basically we just got to turn that around, get it up there. Okay, and then edge mode, and we got it correctly, so we just have to attach it though to here. Let's see, that's going to be the left side, so we'll be fine. Okay, so now just attach it there, and you are all done. So now you have unwrapped this television. Okay, so now what you do is you select this entire thing, and now you move it. And notice how, the pattern looks fairly decent. It's fairly well intact. So now what you do is you have to get this back into the 0 to 1 space. So you just drag it on to here. We're going to turn, turn that off. And then we'll just size it to a correct proportion to about this, because the bigger you want it, the bigger you have it, the easier it is to texture it. So we'll get it to about right there. That's pretty good. And then if you want to resize it a little more, you can. It's fine. That's pretty good. Okay, so we have this all set. Alright, so now once you're done, you're going to have to take a UV snapshot of this, and this is where we're going to take this into Photoshop. So what I'm going to do is save you the time, time by just doing all this myself and whatnot. So in order to do that, just go to Polygons, UV Snapshot, and then you go up to here, size 20 by 48. You always want to make your aspect ratios to be at least divisible by 2 for game engines and whatnot. That is, that's important to do. So always make it sure it's divisible by 2. So you can do 512 by 512, 124 by 124, but I guess if you want high res, we'll just do 2048 by 2048. Okay, make sure it is a JPEG. If you want, you can do TIFF. That's just as fine as well. TIFF is a little bit higher quality, and then make sure you have an out set to this. So I guess we'll just save it to the desktop, and we'll name this TV UVs, or UVs underscore TV. Okay, and okay, so oops, hold on. When you take a picture though, you have to select the UVs. You have to. So make sure you select the UVs and then press OK. And there you go. Okay, so I'm going to just take this into Photoshop and we'll get started from there. Alright, so now I brought this into Photoshop as a JPEG, and now this is how we're going to texture it. So first what you want to do is you want to click on your layer right here and make this UVs. And then you're going to want to make a separate layer for that. And then for this, you're going to want to go onto your UV layer and make this into, I guess, screen. And then you want to leave that at normal. So now let's see if we wanted to add like something to this television. I'm going to open up a reference photo that I found on the internet. So I'm going to see if I can try to copy this image right here. So I'm going to go to my marquee tool and then try to, as best I can, select